much as I would have loved to have recorded this with the camera on the tripod, I can't, so I'm going to try and make sure it's not too bumpy for you. But the desk has been completed. It's just waiting for a back to go on, but we'll probably do that once it gets back home. Definitely a labour of love. I've loved every minute of doing it. It's been a bit painful at times, but the effect is quite pleased with. So I've left the edges blank, but the sides and in the footwell have all been covered, the patchwork effect. The cupboard and the shelves, just brush some dust off there. So I've just put some pins in there, that's going to be attached on the top, but inside the cupboard is left blank. We'll come round to the other side, and that side is done as well, and we've put the top on as well. So that's it, a fabric decoupage desk. So when I started it, it was going to stay in here, in the studio, but my son took a liking to it. I've taken some storage out of his bedroom, that's moved into the studio, and this is going back in his room, so that he's got somewhere to put his laptop and everything, and the business papers that he needs for work. So I'm quite happy that I'm still going to see it, and it was worth all the time that it took to go to someone in the family. So for those of you that are thinking of doing something similar, I know since I started this project somebody has started doing something with paper, exactly the same process. You're layering it up, and what I did is using a permanent marker, done faux stitching across the patches just to give it that patchwork effect. One thing to be aware of, if you've got doors, you need to still be able to open, so make sure that the edge of the door is free from fabric or glue. I've used Modge Podge to prepare the surface and to add the fabric pieces, and then sealed it with that over the top. I did a couple of layers before doing the stitching, and then another layer on top. So on the top, you need to be careful what fabrics you used. I used a heavier wool on this one. It's just what I had. Here it was some, I acquired it I think through Freecycle or something, so it's again recycled fabric. Certain fabrics, if they have too much stretch, even though you cut it to size, just didn't take the glue and lifted off. So if you're not careful, the whole lot can just lift off. So I've redone it with a heavier fabric, and it seems to take it, although I don't know whether it's something to do with the fabric underneath. You can see, even though it's had even layers, this part is still got a different effect to everywhere else. I used a roller to apply it on the desktop so I wouldn't get brush strokes, and to give it a smoother finish. You can see it has a textured effect, that's from the fabric. So that's there. So I just need to finish off the edges with a blade so that I can trim it down to size, and to cut off the strips of glue where it came off, and to take off the sharp edges. All in all, I think it was a fun job, definitely a labour of love, and I'm looking forward to, sort of grateful for the fact that I'm going to be able to see it as well. So it's not a total goodbye, but it'll be glad that it's going to a new home and I can gain some space here. So if you try a similar project, I mean, I started off doing boxes, so start small But if you do something similar, I would love to see what you do. So look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye.